Everybody, welcome to Tim's Vinyl Confessions. I'm Tim Durling and my wife Sarah is here once again, and we're still in 1984, so we're going to do another chart rewind episode because there's so much great music to talk about. And this week we're looking at the Billboard Hot 100 from this week in 1984. So 40 years ago, these were the top 100 songs in the USA, which means we were hearing a lot of them up here in Canada. And just because whenever possible, if I happen to have the 45 or the single of one of them, I brought those out. But we're going to go and see what classics from 84, because there were so many of them. And so I'm going to start off with number 100 this week in 1984, a song that peaked at number 5 on its way out of the chart, down from 91 this week. Sir Elton John with Sad Songs Say So Much, one of his best known 80s songs.
That's a great one.
Yeah. So that was the number 100 song this week.
Number 99, we have Rick James, 17. I do not know this song at all. It is on its way out of the chart. It had been on the chart for 14 weeks and peaked at 36.
Yeah, peaked. I don't know it either. Don't know this one.
Hi, Rufus.
Here's Rufus.
We're in a different location. We're in our dining room.
Yeah, we're in our dining room this time.
So the dogs are
curious
and roaming freely.
Yeah. Number 98 this week, down from 77 in its 21st week on the chart. Peaked at number 2, Bruce Springsteen and Dancing in the Dark.
Number 97, we have Rat, Round and Round. So it was on the chart for 18 weeks. It peaked at number 12. I know you like that one.
It's one of my all-time favorites, yeah. Number 96, Jefferson Starship. This was their last album that came out with the Jefferson part of the name. Laying It on the Line. This song only peaked at number 66, and that's where it falls from this week to 96.
I don't think I know that one.
I think we heard it once.
Obviously, it didn't stay with me.
Didn't stay with you.
What would have been another song from this time period?
No Way Out was the more successful song. I love it. It wasn't a big hit either, but it was in like the 20s. It was a mid-chart hit. But yeah,
so this is before they came out as just Starship?
Yeah, the very next year is when they came up with
Okay.
Knee Deep in the Hoopla. That was their album.
From this time period?
No.
84 or the next one?
For the one that's just called Starship. I think this album is called Nuclear Furniture.
Okay.
Good titles.
Sure.
Good titles.
Mm-hmm. Number 95, Spandau Ballet, Only When You Leave. I don't know this one either. It peaked at 34 and had been on the chart for 12 weeks.
Yeah, don't know.
No.
Spandau Ballet, of course, more successful in the UK. We really only know them for True.
True.
Yeah. And I have a song Gold that I know how that one goes, but that's about it. Number 94, Billy Joel. You can hear some thumping. That's the dogs or the cats.
No, it's the cats.
It's the cats. Billy Joel, Leave a Tender Moment Alone, one of his many songs from An Innocent Man. It wasn't a huge song, peaked at 27, and it's down from 78 to 94 this week.
This next one at number 93, You, Me, and He. It's like a throuple situation. I don't know. I'm going to speculate. Is it Mattoon?
I don't know if it's Mtoom or M2May. I've never been sure. Is somebody out there now? I know they had a song called Juicy Fruit that got sampled a lot. That's all I know.
Don't know that either.
But anyway,
this peaked at number 83, so not a heavy hitter.
Yeah, at least not on the pop chart.
Fair.
At number 92, it's a medley. I think it's called Love Songs Are Back Again by Band of Gold, and I don't lose any sleep not having known what it is.
I feel like we're going to be doing a whole lot of...
Yeah, at least until we get
yeah,
a little bit farther.
Number 91, Just the Way You Like It, the SOS Band, peaked at 64.
I think the SOS Band was an early Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis production, at least at this period.
Okay.
Number 90, R&B singer Jeffrey Osborne with Don't Stop. I can think of a couple of songs of his, but this is not one of them. It debuts this week at number 90.
Number 89, we have Rat, again, Wanted Man, and it is moving up.
One.
One.
Yeah, Wanted Man is a heavy song, and it got a lot of video airplay. But yeah, I didn't think it did very well pop chart. So that's probably where it peaked. Number 88, Al Jarreau. After All, I probably know it. You know, the funny thing about Al Jarreau is that I might not be able to think of how most of his songs go, but I know what his voice sounds like.
He's got a great voice.
Yeah. So how is that possible? Why does that happen? Somebody else?
I don't know.
I don't
We're
know.
gonna get
Yeah.
philosophical.
Yeah.
Not really. Number 87, High Energy, Evelyn Thomas.
I think this is a dance sort of song.
Well, if we're gonna call it high energy, it kind of seems
Yeah.
likely. Don't know.
Number 86, I don't know any songs by this artist.
That's Vanity.
I believe her real name is Denise Richards, but Woman, Thy Name is Vanity. I've seen the headline called, saw one article talking about her, which I thought was kind of funny. Anyway,
Prince protege, that's all.
yeah, it peaked at 75. Like any of those Apollonia, I don't think any of them had much for success. Anyway, yeah, so there you go. Vanity, Pretty Mess at number 86, and may she rest in peace.
Number 85, Roger Hodgson, Had a Dream.
Yeah, subtitle Sleeping with the Enemy. This is
Don't
after he broke away from Supertramp, and it was his most successful single on his own. This one would do better in Canada. It has a really freaky video, and it's kind of a cool song. It's a little edgier than a lot of Supertramp stuff.
I have no
Yeah,
frame of reference.
It's kind of weird, but I kind of like it. My buddy Chad's watching. He likes that song a lot. So. Number 84, this is another artist I know the name, but I don't really know what she sang. This is Stephanie Mills with the Medicine song. It's her first week in the chart, debuting at number 84.
Number 83, Ricky Lee Jones, The Real End, and this is staying.
And 83.
So,
She's best known for a
83.
song called Chucky's in Love.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Yeah, but she never really followed it up. At number 82, Peebo. Peebo Bryson with Slow Dancin'. This is another song that's holding steady where it was at number 82.
Oh, you were rifling, and I thought, oh my God, do you have a Peebo Bryson?
No, I was getting ready. Yeah, allow me to show my Peebo Bryson vinyl collection here.
Number 81, we have Kiss, Heaven's on Fire, and this is a debut.
Yeah, only got to 54. Great song, one of their.
No makeup.
No, this is the second album,
Oh.
Sans Makeup.
We can't, I don't know if we can see this, but there's a whole lot of chest hair going on.
Yeah.
We are flashing that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of animal print too on the back.
Well, it's
Did you show that?
the album Animal Eyes, and that's pretty much a close-up of it. It's a stupid album cover. Anyway.
Okay.
Yep. Number 80, one of the Jackson siblings, lesser known, Rebby Jackson, who had a song called Centipede, and I think little brother Michael wrote this one. It
Okay,
sounds familiar, but I'm not sure how it goes. Hold up.
How did I not know there was a Rebby?
This is the only song that she ever had that ever
Yes,
charted.
but I know, but the ones that get, it's always, I thought
So
there
is
were only
Janet
two,
or
I thought it was,
Latoya.
they were the only girls.
I think she's the oldest of the sisters, but
Ah, I just learned something.
Yeah.
Okay.
we actually just, as of filming this, we just lost Tito Jackson a couple of days ago.
Centipede. Interesting. Okay, at number 79, we have All of You, Julio Iglesias, and Diana Ross. And this is on its way out. It peaked at number 19. I don't know.
I crooned a little bit of it too last time we did one of these. And it was
clearly.
higher than the chart.
Clearly, it stayed ingrained in my
Yeah.
memory. It was so precious to me.
Number 78. A solo song from Stephen Stills, Can't Let Go. Don't know how it goes. Second week in the charts, up from 85. Don't think it got much higher than that.
Number 77, Billy Squier, Rock Me Tonight. It peaked at number 15, so it's on its way out.
Is that video?
The one?
The one, yeah.
Okay.
Number 76 is interesting because I remember hearing this on the radio quite a bit back in the day. It's Peter Wolf and Lights Out. And this song peaked at number 12, but it doesn't seem to get recurrent airplay. My understanding is the song was originally called Dancing in the Dark because that's a lyric in the song, but he changed it for obvious reasons. But yeah, this is one of those songs that did fairly well in the chart, but it never gets airplay anymore.
Would I know it if I heard it?
Lights out, uh-huh. Blast, blast, blast. Or flash, flash, flash. I don't know. I just lights out, uh-huh.
Peter Wolf. No, it doesn't stand out. Nor neither the name nor what you just sang.
Well, he was a singer for Jake Isles, so you'd know his voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 75, Love Kills, Freddie Mercury, which is on it's gone up 5 points.
Yeah, this is a...
I don't know this.
I think this was a #2 single in the UK. This is from the soundtrack of the movie... Oh, sorry, it's not originally from the movie. It's from the redone version of the movie Metropolis, which is the silent film of Fritz Lang. There's scenes of it in the Radio Gaga video. And in 83, 84, Giorgio Moroder, the big disco producer, did a new version of it, but he added a modern soundtrack. And this song was on there. And Queen eventually redid this. They just used Freddie's vocals, and they redid it as a ballad on one of their more recent compilations. And I think they've done it live with Adam Lambert. Yeah. Number 74, great song. It's another artist, sadly no longer with us, for the same reason as Freddie Mercury. Dan Hartman and I Can Dream About You. I mean, I get that chorus in my head just saying the title. It's great. Peaked at number 6, and this week it's down to 74.
Okay. Number 73, we've got Peebo Bryson again. Yeah.
Looking from
Tim's If Ever You're in My Arms Tonight. And it peaked at number 10. I do know this one quite well.
Like I think we said before, I think it was his best known song that wasn't a duet.
Great boys.
Yeah.
Like to duet with.
Number 72, I'm not really familiar with this. The artist's name is Janie Street, and the song's called Say Hello to Ronnie. It's talking about Ronald Reagan? I don't know. It's up from 76 to 72 in its second week.
We really shouldn't speculate because we don't know.
We don't. No.
Number 71, Midnight Maniac by Crocus. And this is going up. I guess does this mean it will peak at 71, or
I think
it was there prior it was 73 last week. Ignore me.
I don't think it gets much higher. Of course, Crocus. They had a couple of gold selling albums. They were from, help me out, guys, Switzerland. They were from Switzerland. Dearly beloved, at number 70 we have Prince, When Doves Cry.
Fabulous.
Of course, it was a #1 song in its 20th week in the chart, and this week it's down from 63, and he was only just getting started having hits from Purple Rain.
Number 69, we have New Girl Now by Honeymoon Suite. And is this for real? It's on its way out?
Yeah.
So it peaked at 57?
57, yeah. Of course, it did better in Canada, but...
I suppose it's Honeymoon Suite.
Yeah, so this is a promotional single of this that I found that Sam the Record Man was selling a bunch of their stuff, and on the other side of this, it's got an interview with Johnny D and Derry Green from the band, and it's supposed to have come with a sheet so the DJ would ask the questions and it would sound like they were answering them. So this just has the answers on it. Kind of neat, but great song, and it should have done better. I think it got some airplay, but it's the whole thing of Canadian artists having a hard time breaking through. Right, Rufus?
He doesn't.
Number 68, Peter Wolf again, from his first solo album, Lights Out. This one's called I Need You Tonight, not to be confused with In Excess. It's at number 68 this week, and a fairly high debut.
At number 67, we have Sunglasses at Night, Corey Hart. And it only peaked at 7?
Yeah, but I mean, you talk about a Canadian artist that didn't have any trouble with this song, just was famous.
I know, but I guess I thought, because I'm assuming it was a #1 song here in Canada.
I don't know, like sometimes the Canadian charts surprised me, like it might have actually done worse. But it's an iconic 80s song.
Iconic 80s video,
yeah,
too.
Iconic 80s video, and it's just one of those, because it's very distinct, it's, people remember it even if they don't remember who sang it.
True.
Number 66, this was a minor hit for Dan Hartman,
Rufus.
We Are the Young. I vaguely remember it. This week it's actually up from 81 up to 66.
65, In the Name of Love, Ralph McDonald with Bill Withers. Now I know who Bill Withers is. I do not know the song.
I'm just guessing Ralph McDonald must be an instrumentalist the same way that Grover Washington was
okay.
But yeah.
It peaked at 58.
Number 64, I wouldn't have known Steve Miller Band had charting singles in '84, but this is called Shangri-La. It's up 10 this week.
I have no recollection, but also you're not a Steve Miller.
No, but I don't even remember hearing, you know.
Yeah, but if it didn't.
It probably didn't get much higher than that.
Right.
So.
Number 63, I'm assuming this is what, In the Name of Love? Naked Eyes. And it peaked at 39. I do not know this song.
No, me neither.
Naked Eyes, though.
Promises.
Would that have been prior to this or after?
This probably would have been after. Like, always something there to remind me. And, number 62, it was recorded as a favor to Ahmet Ertegun, my understanding is, and it became a huge hit. The Honey Drippers, of course, Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, and Paul Schaefer, bunch of session guys, and their version of Sea of Love debuts high this week at 62, might be the highest debut yet, and it would go on to, I think, number 3. It was a big, big song.
It was. I didn't like it at the time.
It was an oldie song. My parents liked this when it was out.
Right, but it seemed old to me.
Well,
like, I'm entertained by it now.
It doesn't. It sounded out of place in '84.
Absolutely.
Of course, I knew nothing when I first heard this. I knew nothing about Led Zeppelin at all. I had no idea about Led. Like I was just learning, right? And but then
you were a child.
You go back and you're like, well, that's unmistakably Robert Plant.
No, absolutely.
And the video, like
it's very crooner.
Yeah, it's a crooning song.
Yeah.
I think Phil Phillips was the original artist that did it in the early '60s. Yeah.
Okay. 61, You Take Me Up, Thompson Twins. Peaked at 44.
I don't know this song. They were in their hit-making run at this point, but that one didn't quite do it. Number 60. Sadly, another artist that's no longer with us, Glenn Frey. The title song from his solo album, The All Nighter. I don't know how this song goes. It's up 10 this week, 70 up to 60.
Where does this play? Like, were there other hits off of this particular?
Well, he had a song called Sexy Girl, which we talked about in an earlier chart, but Smuggler's Blues, I think, came off of this, but of course it was also in Miami Vice. And then the next year he would have had the big hit with The Heat Is On.
Right.
From
I was
Beverly
going to
Hills
ask you
Cop.
where that place is
we're there.
time-wise.
We're right there.
Okay.
On the precipice.
Number 59, Matthew Wilder, Bouncing Off the Wall.
Don't know this song. Of course, Matthew Wilder, Break My Stride. That was and he had some hair. You see sometimes on TikTok, you'll see his clip of him on some like lip syncing on some like variety show. He had some wild hair.
Okay.
Not crazy wild, but very, very 80s looking. Number 58, the debut solo single from Tommy Shaw, who had just left Styx at this point. Girls with Guns. This is a catchy song. It's really keyboardy. It didn't peak very high. I think it barely made the top 40, but this week it's up from 65.
I didn't know he had a solo.
Yeah, he had a few solo albums.
I had no idea. That's interesting. Number 57, Lionel Richie, Stuck on You. Peaked at number 3.
Yeah.
Definitely know that one.
This is a big hit on the country chart, too, because...
It was written... Was it written by... No.
No, it's the other way around. He wrote songs for Kenny Rogers.
Kenny.
Yeah, he wrote Lady and other
At this
songs.
point in time, the songwriting and it's almost like an interchangeable...
Kind of, yeah.
Like, can it be interpreted as country? Sure, let's do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even the guitar licks and stuck and down, 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 like... They're very country. Number 56. This was an artist. He was a winner on Star Search and got a contract with Motown Records. But this was his only hit single. Sam Harris and Sugar Don't Bite. I can't remember how it goes. I kind of remember the title.
I have no idea. Yeah. I do know this one though. 55. Cool It Now, new edition.
You've got to slow it down. Watch out, gonna lose control. No?
No. I know this next one, though.
Yeah.
I even know the original courtesy of...
Yes. From the pen of Bryan Adams and Jim Vallance. This is up from 62, The Age of the Soundtrack song, 38 Special, and Teacher Teacher from the Teacher's soundtrack. I know the song did better than the movie, I think. I don't know if the movie was a huge... I know, I think Ralph Macchio was in it, and Nick Nolte, and... Anyway, it would end up being like a number 25 single for 38 Special, but it's at 54 this week, up from 62.
53, we have Ghostbusters, Ray Parker Jr. This was the number 1 song, obviously.
Yeah, On His Way Down.
That one.
Right, Rufus? You know that one?
Yep. Oh, I'm sure you know this one.
I don't, but I had to look this one up. I'd never heard of it.
yeah.
Turns out this is, you know what? I can imagine what it sounds like because it was
Sure.
written by Jim Steinman. Barbra Streisand, Left in the Dark. So this is probably very, very dramatic for Babs to sing. And this week it's up 3, 55 up to 52.
Number 51, We're Not Gonna Take It, Twisted Sister. Peaked at 21. I definitely know this. Dee Snider and the hair and the proper makeup.
This was a #1 song in Canada. It went all the way to #1, which is really interesting.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Number 50, this was a comeback song, even though it didn't chart. I think this is where it peaked. The Everly Brothers, On the Wings of a Nightingale. The song was written by Paul McCartney. And I do remember hearing this on the radio. I think it hit the country chart too.
Don't.
On the wings of a nightingale. It's got their
No.
harmonies and like their unmistakable harmonies.
So was this like a
Yeah, they hadn't released new music in quite some time.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but I didn't realize that they produced any kind of music post.
Yeah, I think they only put out like a
Certain
couple of
time
albums. They famously didn't get along. So
Oh, are they actually brothers?
yeah,
Or were they?
Don and Phil. Yeah,
Okay.
one of them. I want to say I'll get it wrong, but one of their daughters, Erin, was very briefly married to Axl Rose, and I believe she was the subject of "Sweet Child of Mine." So
Okay.
yeah.
Number 49, Maria Vidal, Body Rock.
I think this is from a soundtrack. Might have been from that Perfect soundtrack, the one with John Travolta and Jamie Lee Curtis,
Oh,
The
no
Workout.
way.
I think maybe I
Okay.
might be wrong about that, but I know it's from a soundtrack.
She's got fabulous hair in this thumbnail. I don't know.
Number 48. I love this song. This takes me right back to listening to the radio at this time. Paul McCartney, No More Lonely Nights. This went on to become a top 5 single, I think. This week it's debuting. So this is the highest debut at number 48. This song was from a movie he was in called Give My Regards to Broad Street, which generally people say, like the song, hated the movie.
I didn't know it was from the
And the
movie.
soundtrack is also, there's like remakes of like Beatles and Wings songs. And this song also features a guitar solo from David Gilmour.
Okay. Number 47, I Can't Drive, 55, Sammy Hagar. I know you're a big fan of Sammy.
Book's out tomorrow. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Number 46. I remember this song. It doesn't get airplay much today, but it's up from 56. Culture Club and the War Song. The chorus is like, war is stupid and people are stupid. It's like a anti-war song, of which there were a lot of them at this time.
And I'm sure it's unmistakably.
Oh, you'd
sounds
know
like
it right
Culture
away.
Club.
Yeah. It wasn't a big hit like their previous songs had been.
Number 45, I do not know the song. It's Strung Out, Steve Perry.
Yeah, this was
on
the
its way up.
fourth and last song from his debut solo album, Street Talk. It only peaked at number 40. It's kind of a rocker. It's not a bad song. I'm surprised it did as well as it did. I'm probably just based on the name. Number 44, love this song. This band just kept coming out with great
They really did.
pop rock songs
We heard
like
this in the car
in
last
the
night.
80s. Survivor, I Can't Hold Back. It's up from 48 to 44. I think this song would peak at 14. But to me, every part of the song could be a chorus. Like it's just every part of it's a hook. I'm just really a sucker for this type of music. And you know, Jim Peterick was at his songwriting peak at this point. Could do no wrong.
They had some gems,
Yeah.
unmistakably. I'm not familiar with this particular song. Number 43, It Ain't Enough, Corey Hart. You think I know
Oh
it?
yeah. It ain't enough for you.
Oh,
yeah.
yes I do.
I
Okay.
could get rid of the way. It's
take
another
it
one of the videos. I think there were 3 videos. If you grew up in the 80s watching much music, you know who I mean by Lori Brown. She was in 3 of his videos, and this
Oh, I
was.
didn't know she was in more than...
She was in Sunglasses at Night. She was in that one. I think she was in one other. I could be
Okay.
wrong about that. Ain't enough for you. Number 42. This was sort of a new wave kind of band, and I think this was their best known song, Romeo Void, and the song's called Girl in Trouble is a Temporary Thing. it's sort of like, it kind of reminds me of I Know What Boys Like by the Waitresses. It's that sort of like sassy kind of vocal, but that's about the end of my knowledge of Romeo Void.
Okay, I know nothing, so that was more than what I knew. Number 41, Dynamite, Jermaine Jackson's. We have another one of the Jacksons, and it peaked at 15. I don't know the song.
I remember this. It's kind of a catchy song. It's kind of got like a man-eater kind of beat to it, but I do remember hearing it. It's the first thing I think I ever heard from Jermaine as a solo artist. He had about half dozen top 40 singles. Not all of them were big songs. Number 40, I don't know this song at all. It's peaking at number 40. Jeffrey Osborne again with Joyce Kennedy, The Last Time I Made Love. Joyce Kennedy was the singer for a band called Mother's Finest, which was sort of like a combination of a like R&B and hard rock band. They're critically acclaimed, but they never sold a lot of albums. And she had a few soundtrack songs around this time, and I think she had a song on the Breakfast Club soundtrack, and I cannot think of what it was called.
Okay. Number 39. It peaked at number 20. The Lucky One, Laura Branigan.
It feels like I should know this, but it doesn't ring a bell.
No.
No. She's another artist that had more hits than you would
what
think
we
initially. Yeah. Number 38, another big song from Can't Slow Down. It's not one of my favorites. It's a slower one, but it's 54, big jump to 38. Lionel Richie, Penny Lover, da, da, da. That's about all I know. Da, da, da.
I know it too.
Yeah.
It's Lionel. Number 37, Shine, Shine, Barry Gibb. Don't know. Holding steady here.
Don't know this one. The thumbnail picture on Billboard has him with
That's unmistakably Michael
Michael
Jackson,
Jackson and Diana Ross with on the Barry Gibb talk show. Maybe they were.
One could only wish.
One could only wish. Next up, another one of my favorite bands, Night Ranger, When You Close Your Eyes. This was the follow-up single to Sister Christian. Of course, it didn't do as good, but it peaked at number 14, and this week it's on its way down from 18 to 36.
Number 35, Cyndi Lauper, All Through the Night. I loved this song. I loved this album of hers when I was a little girl. Great one.
Big jump. 49
From
up to
49 to 35.
Okay, so the Jacksons, I mean, yeah, Michael Jackson's success, at least initially, took some of his siblings along with him for the ride. And I think this was the last hit of any renown for the Jacksons. They're down from 17 to 34 with Cha-Cha.
I just remember the video very well.
I
know that he wasn't actually.
Cha-Cha! I had to it's really hard to make it the whole
But it was kind of like, well, it was like a torture chamber, and
yeah.
He wasn't in the video, but they had people there to look like him.
Yeah, he sings on it.
Oh, he's singing in it, but he's not in the video.
There's a whole thing about the video, and they were waiting for him, and yeah.
Oh, so he was actually supposed to be, and then failed to.
Didn't quite happen.
Pan out. But the video is like ingrained. Number 33, What About Me? Kenny Rogers with Kim Carnes and James Ingram.
I believe
That's an interesting trio.
I think this is this song would be like a mid, like 15 or something like that. I can't remember how it goes. I must have heard it, but I believe this song.
John likes Kenny.
I don't know if she had this album or not, but I think this was an early songwriting success for a young Richard Marx. I think he wrote or co-wrote this song.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, and he would have been like 21.
Okay.
Number 32, in a catalog full of great songs, I think this is one of their best. Hall & Oates, Out of Touch. Up, it would be a number one song, but this week it's up 38 to 32.
It's a really excellent song. I still enjoy listening to it when it pops up. 31, we have Strut.
Good song.
Sheena Easton. Yes, it is a good song. It's on its way up the charts at this point.
Trivia point, if you go on YouTube and find the video for Strut, look at Sheena Easton's keyboard player in the video. It's Bruce Hornsby.
In the video?
Yeah. He's like lipstick, you know the part where it's like, I won't be your babe. That's Bruce Hornsby. I don't know if he's on the recording, probably not, but he's in the video. I remember them showing that
Oh
on
my
Much Music
Lord.
when The Way It Is came out. And they're like, if you think you've seen this guy before,
You have.
but you'd never.
But I don't recall the video at all. But I'm just
I don't
amused
think
by
there's. I don't think there's much of like. It's just a
Well,
performance
probably
video,
not,
but it's a great song.
It is a great song. Lots of sax, right?
Oh yeah, lots of horns.
Horns.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. This
Shaka.
from the pen of Prince. This would go on to be a top 5 single. Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. I Feel For You. And Shaka's version is 33 up to 30 this week. And yeah, I remember this. This is back when I thought I wanted to break dance. And this was a pop and lock. Picture it.
I should have really listened to the Prince version.
I think we listened to it once. It's similar, but
I know, but Shaka's
but
delivery,
Shaka really made it her own. I mean,
her delivery, like
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, number 29, Flush for Fantasy, Billy Idol. Chains.
yeah.
I can picture it. I can picture the video.
And this is where it peaked, and yet I know this is the weird thing. This song charted higher than Rebel Yell, and yet Rebel Yell, everybody knows that. I don't understand.
I don't know. He had more hits though, or he had more songs than what you think you know.
Yeah, once you start really thinking about it, because I mean, from like 83 to like 90, he had a pretty good run. Number 28, up from 34. Now I can't help but think of Paul Rudd on Jimmy Fallon, lip syncing to this, but it's a great song. Tina Turner from her Private Dancer, her comeback album, Better Be Good to Me.
It's a good one. Number 27, Desert Moon, Dennis DeYoung. Don't know this.
This was a big song. I think it was a top 10 song. So he and Tommy Shaw both got solo albums out around the same time. This
Competing in
song
the
did
charts.
quite a bit better, but it was more of an AC song. Number 26. Now, honestly, I thought of this song as charting closer to the end of the year, but it was already in the charts in September. Wham! And Wake
But
Me Up Before You
maybe
Go. But
It was lasting, right?
maybe it was a slow climb and stayed there for a while, because this was the beginning of their big Make It Big, the album, and for about a year they just were on the
Crank 'em
radio all the time. So yeah, Wake Me Up Before You Go. It's up 6 this week to 26.
Number 25, we have Elton John, Who Wears These Shoes? And it's on its way up the chart.
Yeah, this was a
cannot-
top 20 single, but I probably know it mainly because my dad actually had this cassette, Breaking Hearts, because it had sad songs, and it also had maybe Sad Songs was the only big one off of it. But anyway,
I mean, I grew up, like, Mom listened to a fair bit of Elton John, but I don't recall this one in particular. That's okay, but
this next song I'm not sure I recognize either. Diana Ross and Swept Away. This is up 2 to 24.
I don't think I know either. Number 23, Go Insane, Lindsey Buckingham.
This is interesting,
I
because
know this one-
this is where it peaked, but it would have a new life in the next decade.
I mostly recall it from like the live versions that we've seen him.
When
Perform
Fleetwood
with
Mac
Fleetwood
remade
Mac.
it. Yeah, because the original Go Insane's very almost new wavy, very synthesizer. Yeah, it's recognizable if you've only heard the Fleetwood Mac version. But yeah, it wasn't a huge song for him, but he always does it now.
But he does it, it's just him and the guitar typically, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 22, up 3, Rick Springfield and Bop Till You Drop. This was from the movie he was in, Hard to Hold. I remember this song. I don't think it was that big a hit, but I think I was just listening to the radio a lot at this time. So
I have zero recall of this one. But then I also find he's got a lot of songs that I can't pull any, like from song titles. I don't have recognition for his, I don't know why. Number 21, There Goes My Baby, Donna Summer. And this one is up 1. I don't know this one.
this
know her.
is a remake of was it There Goes My Baby, the Drifters, Benny King, the 60s. It's a remake anyway. I vaguely remember hearing her version of it. Number 20, I love this song too. Purists don't like it, but I like it because I grew up listening to the radio in the 80s. But it's David Bowie. I just met a girl named Blue Jean. It's the worst Bowie impression ever. She got a camouflage face. Sometimes I feel like... Anyway, I remember the video because like he's in the audience, but then he's on stage. But is on stage, he's got the makeup on, and he's got. Like,
I don't remember.
You don't remember the video to this?
No,
oh.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
He's like sitting in the audience. He's trying to impress this girl, and she's obsessed with the singer on stage, which is also him. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Oh my. Number 19. If This Is It. Huey Lewis and the News. It peaked at number 6.
Yeah.
I guess I just assumed it peaked higher. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with number 6. Yeah. I quite remember.
Robust.
He doesn't.
Okay.
He's sensitive there.
Yeah. Number 18. Up,
Rain.
big jump. 28 to 18 for the title song.
Stop.
Prince and the Revolution with Purple Rain.
Stop. Fabulous. Obviously, Prince. Yeah. Number 17. Some Guys Have All the Luck. Rod Stewart.
Yeah. Poor Rod.
On its way up. I know he's got such difficult challenges.
This is weird because 2 years before this, Robert Palmer did a version of this song, but it's barely recognizable. You'd think, oh, that must be good. No, it's not. It's actually quite bad. Anyway.
Which is terrible because I enjoy
But the song
Robert Palmer.
it's barely the same. It's weird how he does it. But anyway. Number 16, up from 19, The Fix with Are We Ourselves?
I don't know how that goes, Tim. It's okay.
And I could sing it.
You could sing it?
Are we ourselves?
No.
No?
No. I do know this, though. At number 15, What's Love Got to Do with It? It's Tina Turner herself. This was a number 1 song.
Yeah, big. One of the biggest comebacks. Yeah.
Epic.
Number 14, great pop song. Still hear this one on the radio all the time. Bananarama and Cruel Summer. Peaked at number 9, and this week it's down to 14.
Mm-hmm. Number 13, I'm So Excited, the Pointer Sisters, on its way up.
A lot of weeks in the charts because this song had already charted in like 2 years previous, and then I think it was a remix or something. So they count those consecutive not consecutive, but they count those weeks in the chart. Number 12, to this day, I'm sure there's people that think this is Bruce Springsteen, but it's not. It's John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band from Eddie and the Cruisers. On the Dark Side, that's up from 16 to 12.
Wait a minute. From Eddie and the Cruisers?
Yeah, Eddie and the Cruisers is a fictitious band.
Oh.
They were Eddie and the Cruisers, basically, and was it Matt Dillon? He basically, I think, lip-synced.
Okay.
Yeah, they provided the...
Okay,
yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I know the song, though,
Yeah.
but... I loved the song as a child. Number 11, The Warrior, and it's Scandal featuring Patti Smythe.
Pretty irresistible ear candy
It
rock
was
song.
excellent, and also I must have been very attracted to the videos.
Yeah, she had the
It was kind of Halloween-esque or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Peaked at number 7.
Oh, number 10. This was a song that made the PMRC's Filthy 15.
Can we talk about
in,
why?
In amongst like Wasp and Venom and you know all these metal bands, little Cyndi Lauper with she bop he bop a wee bop.
Now, obviously, I didn't know.
No, it was
was
very
about.
cleverly disguised.
Yeah, clever.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that.
No.
It was about taking care of business.
Sure.
Yeah.
Number 9, The Glamorous Life, Sheila E. Love it, love it, love it. Peaked at number 7. Gonna kick those hi-hats.
Kick the hi-hats to the...
With your heels on. Love it.
Number 8. This is not a song that gets a lot of play these days, but it was a top 10 single. Bruce Springsteen from Born in the USA and Cover Me. I think songs that didn't have videos, sometimes they don't get a lot of recurrent play because people can't picture sadly, people can't picture the video in their mind, so they forget.
Yeah, it's true. I think it helps if you've got a video. Number 7, Missing You, John Waite, and this was a number 1 song.
Yeah, down 4, down to 7 this week. Here come the classics. Number 6, Billy Ocean, Caribbean Queen, No More Love on the Run. I mean, it's perfect. Perfect radio song. Up 5. I don't know where it peaked. I don't think it was a number 1 song, but
Well, it would
must
be
top
difficult.
5. Yeah.
this
Well,
roster
that's
is
just
kind
it.
of
Like, and this is
challenging.
why we're doing so many of these 1984 charts, because it was jam-packed full of fantastic songs.
Number 5, Madonna, Lucky Star. And it's on its way up at this point. It was number 8 the week prior. I don't know where it peaked in the end.
So this is September 84, so this is from her first album, but she's only like months away from releasing Like a Virgin, which is when first album did respectably well, but Like a Virgin was the defining, you know. So it was like, you know.
I mean, if you grew up in the 80s, you can picture that video.
Yeah. Number 4, call it a guilty pleasure, but I love
great
this song. Chicago, Hard Habit to Break. There's a lot of things to like about it. I like the dual vocals with Peter Cetera and I think Bill Champlin. Yeah, it's hooky. I mean, there's a reason that they had all these big hits. They were good songs, but this is one of my favorites of this period from their 17 album. It's up 6 to 4. I'm not sure how much higher it got because, again, the top 5.
There's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
I like in the thumbnail, I have no idea how many band members there are, but it's like there's
Yeah, I think
10
the original
people.
Chicago was like 10 because you think about it, you've got your standard rock band plus a horn section. Not that you were hearing a lot of horns in the David Foster years, but
No,
there's-
but they were still around.
there's still a little bit, yeah.
Yep. Number 3, staying the same. The Cars, Drive. I love this song.
Yeah, it just couldn't. It might and I think people's heart. This is like Adam does number 1 in our hearts on Professor of Rock.
Professor of Rock.
But here at number 2. Wait a minute, something's not right. I said the wrong song title way back in this countdown. I did the whole Dearly Beloved thing. That was
but it was When Doves
that was
Cry.
When Doves Cry. Okay. Now at number 2.
I think you were just being funny.
This Life, you're on your own. I love it. It's one of my favorites.
Tim knows the whole monologue at the start of it.
I kind of get tripped up. You called up that shrink in Beverly Hills. You know the one, Mr. Everything will be all right. When he asks you instead of asking how much time you have left, ask him how much you'll mind. Things are much different than the afterworld. It's fantastic. And I hate it when they edit it. I want to hear the whole thing. But as soon as that, it's like this unsettling, it's this unsettling, you just know exactly what it is.
Let's go
It
crazy.
rocks, it's got,
Well,
it's
and I
catchy
was
and-
like blown. We were listening to it in the car last night on the way home.
yeah.
The guitar solos. I mean, it's Prince, so therefore he can, and it's in
I don't
there,
think
but
people realize, like they just said, oh yeah, it's Prince, good song. I don't think people realize, focus right in what a great guitar player he was.
But it's the layers of it because it's
Yeah.
horns and
Yeah.
percussion and then you get the guitar.
And it's a mix
funky.
of like electronic and
all of the
acoustic
things.
percussion. Everything. It's everything. Yeah.
Of course, it was a number 1 song.
Yeah. So it's just down from number 1 this week, which means this week there's a brand new number 1 song.
Which is Stevie Wonder. I Just Called to Say I Love You. And it was number 2 the week prior, so he kicked Prince
He kicked Prince out.
out of the number 1 spot.
You couldn't escape this. I think this was on the radio every hour on the hour. Just
Seemingly.
yeah.
But I think it's one of these ones because it's it's such a nice sentiment.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was thinking of you, I just called to say I love you.
It's not overdone,
No.
but yeah. So there you go. Another great run of great songs from this week in 1984. I will say this: I think the last time we did a chart, I can't remember the exact date now, but there were a lot of breakdancing movie soundtrack songs.
Yes, there were, because you were doing a lot of
But they all seem to fall off the chart here.
maybe the last one we did was like spring.
Could be.
Is that why?
Could be. Had like There's No Stopping Us and all
So
those.
it had a moment maybe in early 84 and then
Yeah.
it's done?
Anyway, so what do you think? Do you remember, how many of these songs do you remember? Are there any of these lesser known songs that are like ones that really stick out for you? Let us know in the comments. And
We certainly have some key 80s artists
yeah,
in this.
And we'll definitely be doing at least one more because I want to do a year-end countdown for 1984 because it was such an amazing year, a pivotal year in music. And just if you were doing a best of the 80s, you could take any of these 84 charts and make, you know, a 2 CD set of songs that most people would know. So, so there you go, folks. Thanks for watching. And this has been Tim's Vinyl Confessions.